And now, as we say, the main event. Can only be one guy, and that's Dan Gossen. Dan and I have known each other a long time, and he's put on some tremendous promotions for the WBC, and it's always been spectacular. So Dan, it's my privilege and pleasure to present to you this plaque from Jose Suleiman and the WBC.
Thank you very much, Chuck. Paul, George, will you come up here, please? Because, you know, the promoters are never anything without the great fighters and great trainers. So this one is the team right here. Thank you very much, Chuck and Jose. And Chuck, just one thing, in case the media can't see us, the national media, it was a gold watch from Jose Suleiman, diamond crusted. Thank you.
And I gave him an envelope earlier, but thanks, Dan. Good luck to both fighters.
Well, you know, we've read a lot of stories the last few months about the fans, the media, everyone wanting to see the biggest and best fights that can be made. And there's no argument that this one is one of those fights. You know, Ken touched on it a little while ago when I was driving up here from Philadelphia. You see all the headliners at the different properties, including Caesars. But Caesars is the one property you can always count on to have the biggest and best entertainment in sports. And Saturday night, it was all made possible, not only with these two great fighters here, but because of HBO, Kerry Davis, Ross Greenberg, Mark Taffet, all of them tremendous workers, tremendous marketing team, just you know, a well-oiled machine. And Kerry, I want to bring you up here because I know you're excited about this one also. We've talked about it for a long time. Mr. Kerry Davis, HBO.
Thank you, Dan. Well, Saturday night will indeed be a big night of boxing on HBO. You know, I said this at the first press conference, and it bears repeating. It's very rare when you have two fighters who may arguably be the two best fighters in two different weight classes. Right? That's a significant achievement for both of them, and it shows their versatility, it shows their boxing skills, it shows their star power. We not only have the two best guys in two different weight classes, but we also have arguably the two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. So when you talk about all of the big fights, or at least one of the big fights that is not being made, right, let's make sure that we acknowledge when a big fight is made. And I have to give congratulations to both Lou and Dan for putting this fight together. I give congratulations to Ken Condon for the foresight to put it in Atlantic City. And all three of them have been terrific partners over the past year, and you never know, we may be looking at doing this again at some point in the future. This is the kind of fight that I could see 4 or 5 times. So again, it's a big night for us. Our start time will be 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. And I wanted to say one thing. When Dan talks about the marketing machine, we've really treated this fight with as a fight befitting the stature that it is. If you go to HBO.com, you'll see that there are features on both fighters. We have the greatest hits of both fighters. We replayed Williams versus Martinez Saturday night after the Pacquiao-Margarito fight, which is something we only really do for pay-per-view fights. We've really treated it as the type of attraction that we think befits it. And if you go to Times Square, within the next few days, you'll see a huge billboard of Boardwalk Empire, but on the opposite side of it is a huge billboard of these two men, right? And again, congratulations to them both, and we look forward to a big, big night on Saturday night. Our telecast, again, starts at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. The first fight of the night for us will be the replay of Pacquiao's sensational performance against Margarito. It's certainly good television, and even if you watch the pay-per-view, you should certainly tune in and watch it again. And then our fight will be live. And I will say one other thing. In this world of DVRs and HOD, right, I welcome everyone to come out and see the fight live, and then I'm sure it'll be such a great fight you'll want to go home and then watch it on your DVR or on HBO anyway. We still get credit for that. Thank you.
Secrets. I didn't want the national press to think that I was just ignoring them right now. Kerry, you made one mistake, and I hate to do it publicly like this, okay? Arguably, you've got two fighters that are the best in 2 divisions, and one that's the best in 3 divisions. Because remember, Paul Williams is a 147-pounder, and we aim to get there again. Is that okay, Kerry?
That's okay. I don't mind being I stay up there.
Okay. You know, look, we've been saying it all along, but it's a great fight, and Paul's been willing to go up there and fight anybody, and as we know, Sergio's been doing the same. I want to bring Rizzo up again with DiBella Entertainment to bring up a few gentlemen associated with Sergio, and then we'll bring up Mr. George Peterson, and then we'll get the fighters up here. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Dan. Firstly, Lou wants to apologize for not being able to be in attendance, but you know, he wants to send out my regards to Aaron, who does a great job with the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Chuck Williams with the WBC, who are always great, Ken Condon with Caesars and Bally's and that whole group. They're the premier, you know, destination down here in Atlantic City, and they bring in boxing. That's very important to us. And also, thank you very much, Kerry and HBO. I'm going to bring up Samson and Gabriel Sarmiento, Sergio Martinez's trainer, to say a few words on behalf of the camp. Samson Lukowitz is our partner with Samson Boxing.
Hola, buenos días y gracias a todos los que se acercaron a esta conferencia, ya que está lejos Nueva York. Así que muchas gracias por venir.
Thank you very much for everyone to come from the press, and we are far from New York, but I see very familiar faces.
No, solo decirle al equipo de Paul Williams, a su entrenador y a Paul Williams, que tienen la boca más grande que Mayweather porque solamente han puesto excusa en estos últimos meses y han hablado demasiado.
I want to give a message to Team Williams that each one of them have a big mouth, and for the past few weeks, but now there's no more talking, if not it be action in the ring.
Primero estuvieron poniendo problemas porque no querían pelear por el peso, querían pelear más abajo.
First thing, it was an issue on the weight, that he didn't want to fight on the real 160, it was less than that, and
luego que le molestaron los prepesajes, que si un prepesaje era muy arriba, que estábamos gordos, que estábamos sobrepeso, el pesaje de los 7 días también lo mismo.
Then, when he weighed in 30 days by the WBC rules, he was too heavy, so it was a really not nice comment of the Williams teams, as well as 7 days weigh-in.
Y por último el señor Peterson, que dijo que Martínez era un perro viejo, que ya no aprendía a boxear, que no iba a hacer nada distinto, que este perro viejo le va a morder el culo, señor Peterson. Y quiero que hablen arriba del ring.
Well, and for Mr. Peterson, that he said that, that Martinez is an old dog, this old dog, he will bite the ass of Williams, and then we will talk.
Muchas gracias a todos y nos vemos el sábado.
Thank you very much to everyone, and we'll see you on Saturday.